Okay, guys, we are moving out of our camper. It's just not going to work because we had a problem in Texas and the camper's totaled.
Yep. I can't do this one.
Right? So our home is taking us all around the country. All around the country, adventures, friendships, it's gone, right? So the short version is we were in Texas, as you know from our last video. We got stuck in all of those ice storms, and we grew up in Michigan. We know how to deal with ice and all of that. So we got stuck in an RV park in Sonora, Texas, and ended up a bunch of us just trying to work together and share gasoline that we had in cans for generators, share generators, sharing propane, trying to get trucks started, because it was just people trying to survive. And I know that people that are in the north, like we used to live in the north, are probably thinking, oh, it's no big deal. It is a big deal because they don't have any way to deal with this stuff. When the power went out, you couldn't get gasoline. There was a gas station across the street. There was propane at that gas station. There was food, there was water, and there was gas and diesel. But you couldn't get any of it because there was no power.
Yeah, so I think you need to back up a little bit. So the last time you saw us, we were on the side of the road in the picnic area. And so we stayed the night there. The salt trucks came through, so then we were able to get back on the road. And we made it probably 2 hours, 200 miles down the road. It was, you know, we were making good time until we hit Sonora, Texas. We hit Sonora, Texas, and within a half-mile stretch of highway, there were 3 semi-trucks off on, you know, each side of the road, jackknife, turned in opposite direction, and then the trailer started cutting loose on us, and we're like, it's time to stop, we gotta stop. So we pulled off into that little town of Sonora. Well, they had already been 3 days without water at that point in town, so bottled water was scarce. There were no more heaters. We were looking to get a electric heater to put in our underneath the camper there. When we stopped, we'll put a picture in, but our sewer hose connector had this much ice around it just from the road.
Right.
Our battery connectors had half an inch of ice encased the battery.
The whole frame of the trailer.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
The whole trailer.
So we found a little campground and got pulled in, and the parking lot, the concrete slabs, it was all ice. It was about half an inch of ice. So thankfully James had us very well prepared. The day we got there, things were still open, the power was still on. We were able to go get an extra thing of propane,
Right.
and we were able to go get groceries. Well, that night the power went out.
Yeah. And there was people, you know, we're full-time, so we've got the generator. We've got the extra 2 tanks of propane. We carry gas for the generator, which you know we failed to do in the past, but we had it this time. And so we were able to kind of make do with what we had, but there were people that aren't full-time and weren't prepared, or they're old. There was this couple that's 80 years old. They couldn't get their generator started. It was just too hard to start because it was so cold. So some of us younger guys had to go over, and we cranked and finally got it running. But then it cut off in the middle of the night because they ran out of propane to run their generator. Another guy had a brand new Chevy, 2020 Chevy.
The neighbors came home.
There was another guy that had a 2020 Chevy that he couldn't get it started. He could get it started and it would run a little bit, but something in the computer was telling him, no, this isn't okay, and it would shut it off. He had one like trolling motor type battery, one deep cycle battery on the front of his camper, like you would get it from the dealership. It looked like nothing else with him, empty truck bed. He was just going to the beach. He was trying to get to the beach. And so he couldn't charge his battery off his truck. There was no power at the campground, and you know, he had the one battery. So at 2:30 in the morning, when it's 6 degrees outside, his heat cut off. And when he saw me get up at 6 in the morning to go refill the gas in our generator, he come knocking shortly after that and said, "Hey, is there any way I can use your battery charger and charge?" Yeah, of course. I wish you would have woken me up with. If they ran out at 2:30, he should have been at 2:31. He should have been at our door. People are afraid to ask for help. It can be dangerous. Yeah. We're sitting there going, you know, like, should we go door to door knocking around? Well, we didn't do that, but we did go outside. The office staff,
they had the convergence of the men. All the men would have like these hourly safety meetings, and you know,
unofficial.
They did a good job of, you know, I think, we're afraid, you know, maybe some people didn't come out of the campers, but I think everybody did such a great job of taking care of one another.
Yeah, there were some campers that had obviously been left for the weekend or whatever. I guess it wasn't the weekend, but they, you know, probably just leave it there seasonally. That there was ice, you know, I don't know, a foot wide going from the camper down to the ground in a couple spots. Yeah, so they obviously were in bad trouble there, but thank God they weren't in that camper.
So we knew, we were expecting when we thought out to have some damage, like whether it be a broken pipe, a broken, you know, hot water tank, a water pump. We were expecting damage on some level. We just had ourselves prepared for that.
Right.
And
what we weren't prepared for is exactly what happened. So we're hauling out of Sonora, and we're 2 ice storms had come through, and another storm was on its way, like in a day. So we're like, we have to take our chance and go. We're running out of resources, right? The propane, the gas, diesel. You couldn't get diesel anywhere. There were truckers. When we got on down the road a little ways and we found a truck stop, they had power, but they couldn't get a delivery of fuel. And so there were truckers lined up in those fuel lanes. And those jokers were going to be sitting there. It was Tuesday, I think. And the lady said they're sitting there waiting for fuel that's not going to arrive until Friday. Truckers. So all your stuff trying to go. So if you had something late from Amazon or something, it was coming from Texas. That's probably why. But so we get on down the road. And we're like feeling the camper sway. Normally, we've talked in the past how, let me get this back. We've talked in the past how Peppy does really well as far as stability with the camper. And when the semi-truck comes by, you feel it kind of suck you over. And if you pull a camper, you know what we're talking about. It's pretty standard. But it's never too bad. But we were feeling when cars and pickup trucks were coming by, we were feeling this sway like this. We're like, what is going on? And we thought, well, maybe the tires pressure is low. We could see it was a little lower on the tire pressure monitor because of how cold it was. So when we were in Sonora, I don't remember where we were at, but I had added a little bit of air. And it was a little better, but still feeling that sway even when pickups were going by. And then we got to a fuel station in... well, I guess we stopped in Livingston.
Oh.
And they were basically shut down. That ended up being pretty much a wasted trip, other than the timing of it, because they did have power, and for part of a day they had water.
Yeah.
For part of a day they had water.
We all got showers and.
No, we all didn't get showers.
Oh yeah, you didn't get a shower.
No, I said I'll take mine in the morning, at the shower house, because our tanks and all were froze up. I said I'll take mine in the morning. By the time I went over there, there's that caution tape. No water.
They had to repair a pipe.
Right. Yeah, a pipe had frozen. They had to repair it. So we get out of Texas. Praise Jesus, right? And we get to, what's the next state?
Louisiana.
We got to Louisiana to do it. Sorry, I blocked it with my finger.
Louisiana, Alabama.
Okay. Mississippi, Alabama, I think. But so we got to Louisiana, and we're filling up. Yeah, we could. But when we got to the truck stop in Louisiana, I'm looking at the camper. I'm like, man, it looks like it's uneven. They need to fix this parking lot. You know, I'm like, why? I was thinking, well, it's the last fuel pump in truck lanes, and you know, maybe it's fading down to the curb to run off the water or something. I'm like, that's really weird. And I didn't see anything wrong. I'm looking, okay, tires look good and all. So we get fuel, we keep on going. We end up getting to Destin, Florida. we back into the most beautiful state park I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's
Topsail
gorgeous.
Hill Preserve
State Park.
State Park.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like a resort. And we back in there. These spots are so level and beautiful. We back in there and it's leaning. And I'm like, oh, we got a problemo.
So I'm doing stuff over on this side, and I hear James say, "Hey Kim, do you think this camper's leaning?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's
so
the extent of the
he,
story.
yeah, he's like, "Come look at this," and he's looking at it, and he crawls under there, and I hear, "Oh, Kimberly."
Yeah, so when I got underneath there, I looked and the frame was like bent in and then bowed out, and then the back of the camper was dropping down. We noticed that the bathroom door wouldn't close. We're having like beat on it to close it. I said, what in the world? And I got looking and there were cracks on the other side. I think you saw it first. You could look under the frame and you could see through the frame, probably an 1/8 inch of a crack all down the frame. And so we're looking at that like, oh my gosh, what in the world? And we didn't end up having any leaks or anything from the pipes, and all 3 tanks were froze solid. We didn't have any leaks though from them. I got under there, and where the freshwater tank is between 2, I don't know if you want to call them cross beams, bulkheads. Cross beams is being generous. They're very thin metal, and that's what all the cross beams are under here. And so right where it is, that tank had frozen and swelled up. And when it swelled up, it broke the beam off the end, broke straight down on the driver's side, and then on the back beam, and then the front beam, it bowed that out so hard that it sucked the beam in and it cracked the main frame, and you can see where it pulled it in. Like it just pulled it through the metal and cracked that. And then from there, you can see where all the cracks went on down.
Yeah.
So we were able to chain it up and get it kind of stabilized because we had to try and get here if we could. In the meantime, we've bought a new truck. We'll do more on that later, but thank God it's a dually. It's a 95. It's got lots of power, so we're able to go slowly and not have to build up speed like we do with Peppy. So we're able to go slow and had it all chained up and kind of cross-chained and stuff. And Kimberly rode behind me and Peppy and was kind of keeping an eye on that for me. And we made it to basically by the villages and with her folks.
Yeah, we made it to my mom and dad. That was one of my goals once we discovered the major problem was to make it to where my mom and dad are.
Right.
And
so the insurance adjuster came out and he looked at it, and right away he could see, he said, man, you can tell that tank just blew up the steel. And somebody said to me that I was talking about, they're like, oh, well, the tank didn't crack? Well, no, because plastic flexes, but steel does not flex. If you ever seen an old metal pipe, black pipe or galvanized pipe or anything like that that's got water that froze in it, it'll split that like it's paper. But the PEX pipe will flex and most of the time not break or be real easy to repair. It doesn't destroy it.
yeah. So the insurance company actually came out the day after we got to the park and immediately totaled it. And that was hard to hear. I mean, we knew that was going to be the outcome when we saw the frame, but just to hear the words was tough. And then we worked with the insurance company, all throughout the week. And then now today is moving day.
Yeah. And so we did have the total replacement insurance.
Yeah,
so
I would like to do a whole nother video on our insurance and what that process was, because we learned a lot
right
through the whole process, things that we wish we would have done when we set up the policy. And
but I think also thankful for the policy that we have.
exactly. And I can't say enough good things about Progressive. I don't feel like we were 100%. I'm not walking away from this feeling 100% great about the outcome of it, but overall they took pretty good care of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. So the camper's going to get paid off, and it's crazy to think about that it was our last night in our home, because if you're full-time RVing and you don't have, say, a home base, a house or property or something, we don't pull into any city anymore and go, oh, we're home. And you get that feeling like we're home in this area or this region or this city. But we pull into our camper and we sit down and we go, okay, we're home.
Right.
So it's not the place, okay? It's not the things, but it's our surrounding, and it's what's been the constant in our life. So we're pretty sad about that.
We had talked about this for maybe getting a new camper in a couple years, and even talking about it was tough because we do love the camper, but to have it done so quickly in a place where we weren't able to prepare. And it's just a thing. We know that. We still have each other. You know, everybody's okay. But everything came to a screeching halt. We were supposed to be in the Florida Keys this week.
Right.
That
Instead,
didn't happen.
Autumn and I ended up in Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah. I got snow stuck in my shoe trying to go pick up this utility trailer. So I guess that's good lead into what the plan is from here for now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the camper is paid off, and we've got a little bit of a starting fund for a new camper. We don't want a brand new camper. We want to get something that we can pay cash for. This is a great opportunity to get rid of another debt, another bill.
That's the main thing you hear if you in the full-time community. The safest way to do it is debt-free, and we agree with that 100%. So
Yep.
we're looking forward to that.
Yep. So we have this utility trailer right here. I think it's about a 12-footer. That's our new truck in the background. We're going to be looking for a name for the truck. So we'll get back on that later. But we're going to put all our things from the camper into this utility trailer. And honestly, let me show you what we got in here so far. It's sort of shocking. Okay. Let's see. All right. So that is like literally almost all our stuff in there. We'll probably fill this up right here, but it won't be floor to ceiling and door to door on that, will it, hon?
No, it's crazy to look at. What are your thoughts?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of sucks losing my house. I hate this. I don't want to talk.
Yeah, you need to.
I don't like crying in front of people. I don't want everybody.
Nobody's going to watch it anyway.
It sucks losing our house. But I don't know. I guess we just gotta have that faith. I'm very happy that I have that, because I don't know if I would be able to like function. But yeah, it sucks just because we have like a lot of memories and stuff, and just like everything that I personalized in my room, or like I drew on like my ceiling and stuff when I got bored, which I'm sorry that you're finding that out now, but but like I have all these like sketches and stuff, and I have a sticker wall with like all these places we've been, and that I have like certain memories like attached to, and when I see it, I see those memories, and I have like just I don't know, it's stuff and
Right.
memories. It's more memories and stuff, and I know we'll have the memories, but it feels like I'm leaving them, and that sucks a lot. But
So, what are we looking for? We were talking already about getting a fifth wheel. Now we have an F350. I've got rails on the way, and I'm looking to get a fifth wheel hitch, because we're going to be looking for a fifth wheel. We're looking to upgrade to a fifth wheel. Upgrade to a much older but nice fifth wheel. The must-haves that we're looking at right now, and we're open to, you know, whatever opportunity, we're open to whatever opportunity God presents us. But what we're thinking right now is a fifth wheel and 2 rooms, or a toy hauler, right? That Autumn can create her own room instead of living in a cave, right? And then
a cubby with a curtain.
Just a quick tip: the slide out on our camper is what, 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
We won't do one that has that because it just totally divides up the area. Makes
Right.
it feel smaller and shorter, and you got to climb up into it and duck. So the slide's got to be level with the floor. Separate rooms. That's kind of it, isn't it?
Yeah. No
And
water damage.
no water damage,
No
and,
water
and we want it
damage.
to look
And we want
nice
it
on the outside.
We want it to be on the frame and the frame not broken.
Right.
That would be would be a
Yes.
great
Yeah.
thing.
Yes, yes. And then, you know, looking good on the outside, and then of course we can remodel on the inside, which we were planning on continuing to remodel in here. But so we've got our eye on a couple that we're going to look at. We're going to head to South Carolina and get with the boys and our sisters and kind of hang out there and spend time with family for a little bit while we look for another RV.
Yep. So we will bring you along on that journey because that will be the this is the sad part.
Right.
That will be the exciting part.
Right. We do appreciate you all hanging with us and watching the videos and commenting, and you know, people have been buying stuff off our Amazon links. That helps out. We just enjoy the comments and everything, and I know we're way behind on comments right now. It's been nuts.
Yeah, and
It's
on that
been
note,
crazy.
this is filmed off of his phone, and it will probably not be edited. We're probably gonna upload it
That's what I'm thinking,
to get you guys updated on what's happening. And,
Yeah, we got
you
the
know,
desk tore apart and all of
yeah.
that. So
And in trooper camper size living, I just want to say this: it's still good. Like we're all still good.
we are.
We survived Texas.
Barely. The camper didn't survive Texas. Peppy didn't survive Texas. He's like missing a cylinder or something. We're gonna work on Peppy and probably put him up for sale.
Yep.
That'll be another thing I'm sad about. But lots of good things in the future, and life is good. Life is good. Also, hi Maria.
Hi, Maria.
That's a little inside thing for a friend of ours out in Tucson. So anyway, thank you guys for watching the videos and visiting our Amazon links and all of that stuff. We'll do our very best to keep you updated. It might be a little rougher here for the moment, as we got things kind of tore apart and don't have the desk and the computers and all. So
Yeah. So we're actually leaving the camper here where we're at the campground. They're going to come pick it up.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to talk my dad into getting a little film of, footage of the camper being hauled away.
So
Horizontal, not vertical.
Horizontal, not vertical.
right. Exactly. All right. Well, you guys take care. We're going to have a good day, and we hope that you have a good day. And we'll catch up with you guys next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the thumbs up and comment, and we'll talk with you later.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.